Hey guys, it's Dwayne Huff with Band Leadership Seminars and Band Leadership Online. I hope everyone is doing fantastic. Man, what crazy times we've been through with this pandemic and everything else going on in the world. I hope you're doing super fantastic. I hope you're safe. I hope you're healthy, and I hope you're looking forward to this up and coming marching band season, whatever that's going to look like for your particular band. I've been getting emails from band directors and from students alike asking me questions about how to prepare, about new leadership roles, and I've got one that I received from email today. And I haven't done one of these videos in quite some time, so I want to go back live and answer a question that I got from a student leader who's going to be in their sophomore year. I'm going to throw the email up here on the screen so you can read along with me, and then I'm going to answer this particular student leader's questions here for you in this video. Listen, if you're watching this on YouTube and you have not done so yet, there's a little button right there on the screen where you can subscribe to the channel. Please do. And you'll see, if you look through past videos, the comments, the questions that have come in, if you have a question for me, I'm a real human being. My whole reason for being here with Band Leadership Seminars is to serve you, whether you're a student leader, an aspiring student leader, or a band director. And ultimately, I would love to work with you guys live. So run over to bandleadershipseminars.com and see how we can do that, or shoot me a message. But without further ado, let me jump into this student leader's question and give her, I wasn't supposed to say her, give that person some very specific practical advice that they can use as they embark on this journey of leadership. Hi, Mr. Huff. I will be a sophomore this school year, and I've been chosen as the woodwind captain and the flute section leader. I came in as a freshman last year, and within a month, I was the head librarian through some odd series of events. I also have had the opportunity to be my band director's assistant. I have been given a ton of opportunities as a freshman, and I'm extremely grateful. The woodwind section will be very large this coming year, and I'm nervous about being over my friends and upperclassmen. I know all of the current woodwinds, and I am concerned they won't take me seriously. My band director told me that as a freshman, people already followed me even though I didn't have a title. I am nervous that I won't live up to all of the expectations. Thanks to my parents, I have always been held to higher expectations like integrity, responsibility, and honesty. My parents taught me how to be respectful to adults and to my peers, along with how to have a strong character. I'm not nervous about the character side of being in leadership, more the practical. I need some practical tips for how I will present myself at band camp to all the freshmen. Any ideas? Again, first and foremost, congratulations on your new leadership role, and I understand your concern and the questions you have. And so I'm going to give you the practical, but I think it's so important that we work on the mindset first. As you step into this new role, I want you to remember what your band director said. You were a freshman without a title, and your peers followed you. Now, there's a reason for that. And I want you to go back and I want you to assess what it is that you did. And I think the answer lies in what you said that your parents have expected from you: integrity, honesty, character. But I also want to say that I don't know you, but I know leadership, and you were a couple of things to those people. You were sincere, you were real, you were honest, you were authentic, and more importantly than anything, you were yourself. And so we get a temptation when we don't have a title. You didn't have a title and your peers followed you. That's a great leadership quality. In fact, if you ever want to measure your effectiveness as a leader, go lead a group of people and you don't have a title and they don't have to follow you. And that's exactly what you did. So you don't want to deviate from that. But the mindset you need to take on is that of a servant leader. You don't want to fall into the trap to think that you have any sort of authority or control over anything, because you do not. Right? Your job, your only job, and ask your band director, and they will back me up on this, your only job is to make sure that section succeeds and does what the band director expects it to do, right? So we'll get into the practical here in a second, but it's so dangerous, and I fell into this trap over and over and over and over and over again, so I'm talking from experience of what I did wrong until I learned to get it right, and I don't think I really learned to get this right until later in life. I think I messed it up most of my leadership experience. Except in high school. I think I did a pretty decent job because I was fresh coming out of training with Dr. Tim, George Parks, and some other people. But anyway, so we have to develop a mindset that says, they're not here to serve me. I'm here to serve them. I'm here to serve the band director. I'm here to serve my peers in that section. I'm here to serve all my peers in the band, and I'm here to serve the rest of the team, which means I need to humble myself, have a great attitude, set the example, which means I need to be, I don't need to be the best musician in the band, but I need to be the best musician I can in the band. That's foundational, because if you're leading a section, they're going to look to you for example. And there's an old saying that says, if you don't practice one day, nobody knows. If you don't practice 2 days, you know. If you don't practice 3 days, your band directors know. And if you don't practice 4 days, everybody knows. And so don't think you can get away with not practicing and being on top of your game as best as possible for you, right? That's the first foundation that you want to lay to earn the respect of your peers, but I think you probably already have it. Don't get too much in your head being preconcerned or preoccupied with what your peers are thinking. What you need to do is 2 things. Number 1, you need to take your eyes off of yourself and put them on your peers, but then you need to take your eyes off your peers and put them on yourself. Here's what I mean. When you put your eyes upon your peers, what that means is every day when you show up at rehearsal, inside or outside, your only job is to make sure that everybody in your section has everything they need to be successful. And many times that means you setting up the rehearsal block or the chairs and the stands to make sure everything's in place, and even going and getting pencils and laying them down on your section members' stands, even though they should be carrying the pencils themselves, having their music ready, having their instrument ready. Those are things they're in control of. And if for some reason they don't have everything in place they need, rather than saying, hey, go get your pencil, hey, go get your instrument, hey, where's your music? Take a different approach. Take a humble approach that says, hey, you got everything you need to succeed? Is your paper there? Is your music there? Is your instrument ready to go? Is your pencil there? Is there anything you need me to get you? Right? We want to take an attitude. In our mind, it's so easy to look at people that are not doing the right thing. They're talking, they're goofing off, they don't have things in place, to think in our minds, what's wrong with you? And sometimes that comes out. But if we're a good, humble servant leader, we take a deep breath, and instead of saying, what's wrong with you? We walk up to him and say, hey, is everything okay? Are you okay? Can I get you something? Do you have everything in place you need to be successful today? Awesome. Fantastic. That humble spirit, that concern, that leaving the judgment and out of the emotion and out of the visual of what people see is foundational. You have to walk in there every day with an attitude that says, I'm going to give everybody the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to be humble. I'm going to be patient. I'm going to be kind. I'm going to be sweet. I'm going to be myself. And when I get frustrated, I'm going to take a step back. I'm going to take a deep breath. I'm going to assume the best in people. And instead of saying, what's wrong with you? I'm going to take an attitude of, are you okay? Is there anything I can help you with? And so I think when you show up to rehearsal, setting an example, being well practiced, well rehearsed, having a great attitude, putting a smile on your face, being positive all the time, which is going to require you to surround yourself with positive people and or read positive books and or watching positive videos or listening to inspiring music, exciting music before you go into rehearsal, something to get your mind right? Because no matter how you're feeling that day, people are going to look to you, and what they see is their perception of your reality, whether it is or not. So if you're not feeling good, I like to tell people, put a smile on your face, shut your mouth, and nobody will know. You know, because the minute you walk in the door, they're going to know, or they're going to suspect how you feel. And so that visual example that we set for people is so important. But show up before everybody else, leave after everybody else. Get crystal clear on the expectations that your band director has for your role and what they expect of you, so you always know and you can always come back to that. And if there's any vagueness or uncertainty, pull up with your band director one-on-one and say, hey, I just want to make sure I'm 100% clear on what it is you expect of me. Here's what I think. Did I miss anything? That's probably the best way to do that. Practical advice. Build relationship and connect with each and every single person in your section that you can, and every other section leader, the drum major. Build a connection, a bond, a relationship, a personal relationship that exists even outside of rehearsal and outside of band, because here's why that is so important. The more people that feel like they know you, really know you, have connected with you, trust you, and like you, the easier your job is going to be. Because when things get intense, when things get tough, whenever you get frustrated, whenever they get frustrated, and you guys end up having conflict, they know your heart. And they know your intention. And that has to be set up long before you step into that rehearsal. So start today. Reach out to your peers. Have a Zoom call. Go hang out. Whatever you can do to be safe and healthy in the pandemic situation. I don't know where that's going to go anytime soon. But reach out to people, spend time with them, virtually, call them up, text them. I'll say don't text them, get on the phone with them, and see them, see their face and have conversations, real conversations. If you can go out to lunch with them, do that, build relationship, build bonds, because the more relationships and connections and bonds and trust that your people have for you, the easier your job's going to be. So let me recap by saying this. Your job is to show up and serve your peers. It's not about you. It's never going to be about you. It's not about your authority. You have none. It's not about your title. You didn't need one when you were a freshman. And a true measure of a leader is their ability to pour into the lives of others and to help others succeed. It's not about us. It's about serving them. It's about making sure they win. Even if we don't get recognition, to look back over a season and see a band that's won together and knowing that we had a part of it, even if we don't get credit, is the greatest reward. And here's the thing, the same thing happens in life. Whenever when you graduate and move into the real world, doing a job that's fulfilling with a group of people that you like working with, or when you build a family, or just looking at your current family right now, when everybody pulls together and wins together, there's no greater reward. And what you're learning here in this laboratory we call band is going to carry you throughout your life. So have a great attitude, show up, set the example. You don't have to be the best musician, but just be the best musician you can in the band you're in. Always carry a positive attitude, put a smile on your face, connect with people, build relationships. Don't go into what's wrong with you mode when you get frustrated, but back up and say, are you okay? There's an old saying that says, a soft answer turns away wrath. So if anybody ever comes at you, don't go back at them. Back up, say, whoa, my bad. I apologize. I must have done something wrong here. Accept the responsibility, even if you didn't do it, and they will reset. And instead of saying, what's wrong with you? Ask them, are you okay? Is there something I can do for you? Take care of your people. Look out for them. If they're missing something, don't call them out. Pull them off to the side. Have a gentle conversation with them and make sure they're able to fall back in line so that they're not embarrassed, so they're not called out, so they're not shamed. And always stand for those who are too shy, who are too scared, who are too weak to stand for themselves. Always be that champion for them. Always be a peacemaker, especially in today's day and age. Always be that peacemaker. There's a reason. There's a reason that the person that wrote me that email says, I watched a lot of your videos. I don't know if I showed you that in the PS. But there's a reason, whoever's watching these videos, there's a reason you continue to watch my videos. There's something that's resonating with you. And you really don't know me. But it's what you see. It's how I say, and it's the words that I use that have made a connection with you. And the same thing happens with you and your peers. When they know you, when they like you, when they trust you, when you're transparent, when you're real, when you're honest, and you're sincere in the example you set, everything else will fall into place as long as you always put them before you. You're there as a servant. And for the person who sent me the email, I know you're going to do great things, or you wouldn't have reached out to me with the concern that you have. Your parents have raised you beautifully, according to what you've told me. Your band director trusts you. You've already proven your leadership ability. Now all you need to do is forget yourself, put your mind on your peers and your focus on your peers. Take your focus off your peers, put it on yourself, meaning, and I don't think I circled back to this, meaning, what are you in control of? The only thing that you're in control of is your actions, your thoughts, and what you do, right? You're not in control of anybody else. So put your focus on what you can control. Take your focus off of what you can't control. Put your focus on serving, helping, and lifting your peers and your band director, and with the integrity, the honesty, the character that you've been instilled, or that's been instilled into you, and that you are committed to executing on, everything's going to work out fine, right? And if you're watching this and you're lacking in any of those areas, that's where you need to focus. Leadership is not about us. It's about them, and not just in band, throughout life. Because one of my mentors said it this way, leadership is influence. Nothing more, nothing less. And influence is helping the people around you to get more of, or giving them more of what they already value. And our job is to find out what our peers in the band value, why they come to band, what makes them tick, why they keep coming back, and help them to get more of that, or giving them that. Maybe it's the relationships, maybe it's the pizza, maybe it's the bus rides, maybe it's the connection, maybe it's the music, maybe it's all of the above. But the more we know that about each and every person in our section, the more we can give them that, help them to get that. And when we do, we influence them, we inspire them, and therefore we lead them. And that is the only call to leadership that we need to answer. And my friend, if you're doing all those things, you have nothing to worry about. You're going to have an exceptional experience as a student leader. And here's what I want you to do. I want you to circle back as the season rolls on. Drop a comment on this video. Send me an email. Shoot me a message, because I want to hear about the extraordinary success you're having and the wonderful time you're having. So again, thank you for shooting me that message. I'm honored to answer it for you. For those of you watching, if you have not subscribed to the channel, there's a button somewhere around here. Click on it, subscribe, you'll see when I go live. And if you have a question for me, don't hesitate. Drop a comment, send me a message. You can go to bandleadershipseminars.com and find out how I can come in and work with your band, either virtually like this, but live, or live in your band room. And I'd love to do that. I've been doing that for the last 8 years, traveled all over the country. There's no reason I can't be in your band room this year or in one of the coming years. And I'm here to serve. So don't ever hesitate to reach out. I'm a human being here to serve you. That's what this is all about. And until we talk later, remember, you can inspire superior performance. You just got to be willing to set the example, make the commitment, be the best musician you're capable of being, and realize it's never about you. It's always about them. And I look forward to hearing about your journey. Have a great day, and let's talk soon.